What is the best hidden potential for Dokkan Fest Teq Dabura? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We're taking a look at the brand new Dokkan Fest Teq Dabura, the first Dokkan Fest following the 11th anniversary. And in this video, we're going to break down our recommendations for his best hidden potential. So let's go ahead. Let's sit on down and take a look at that passive. So he leads Majin Buu Saga Mission Execution and Terrifying Conquerors with a sub-lead of Corroded Body and Mind and successors for the full 220%. His super attack effect will raise his defense by 66% infinitely and greatly raise his attack 50% for 6 turns. He has an entrance animation that can be activated when there are 4 or more Majin Buu Saga allies on the team, or when all allies are extreme class. This will give him an additional attack defense 200% and chance evading enemies' attack 10%. Basic effects: Key 2, attack defense 250%, and effective against all types. He launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, and has an additional 20% chance to evade. When receiving an attack, he has 200% defense, and for 4 turns from his entry turn, he has 300% defense when receiving an attack. So essentially 500% when receiving an attack. That's a huge buff, right? 200% alone essentially doubles his defense, right? Now you're talking about multiplying it by 5 for his first 4 turns. This will really help him in those shorter fights. For 6 turns from his entry turn, he launches an additional super attack and chance evading enemy's attack 40%. Starting from the first 6th turn from his entry turn, he interrupts the attacked enemy, and after performing 3 or more attacks in battle, he gets an additional 10% evasion permanently. For every attack received or evaded, he gets 111% attack, up to 666%, and when receiving an attack, he has an additional 10% chance to evade. So essentially for the first couple of turns, he's got 20% evasion, 30% evasion, 70% evasion after performing 3 attacks, which can easily happen on turn 1. By his second turn, he's got an additional 80% evasion, and if it happens to be a super attack, 90% evasion within those first couple of turns. So it's actually pretty good. Now, he does have a counter that can be activated if you receive an unarmed super attack. It is a 70% chance to activate. Now, if that enemy is a Majin Buu Saga enemy, it is guaranteed to counter, and it will counter with ferocious power if it is Majin Buu Saga enemy. Now, the only thing is, there aren't too many bosses that allow you to do that. There are very few unarmed super attacks to begin with, even fewer that are specifically Majin Buu Saga bosses. But you know, it's still there. I think like the hybrid Saiyans fight, right? You could be able to counter them there, which is really nice. Not the Gohan, but the Goten and Trunks, you'll be able to counter them. Now, he massively raises attacks temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy on his active skill, while also raising his defense by 66% and directing enemies' attacks towards him for 1 turn. So a target for his active skill. This makes this counter really, really fun, by the way. And it can be activated after 3 or more super attacks. Very, very easy to do. So, what you'll notice is there is one thing missing from this character, but you'll also notice he's a big stacking unit, and there are typically things we want to do, right? When we see a stacking unit that has effective against all types, we almost always want to lean into additional attacks, right? However, I'm going to recommend something a little bit different. Seeing as he is a tech type, right, he will naturally lean into critical hit, meaning a full investment would net you 20 nodes of critical hit, upping your critical hit chance by 40%, which is really good. And that's kind of the way I do recommend going here, right? For his hidden potential, I recommend focusing on his critical hit. Yes, he does have effective against all types, which typically covers that crit. However, boss damage reduction is greater than it's ever been before, and believe it or not, the difference crit makes, even on units that have effective against all types, is pretty significant comparatively. And I know a lot of people probably aren't going to like me suggesting crit here, but I do think it might be one of his better options, especially after having tested him a little bit. As far as his sub goes, you can lean either additional or dodge. The extra dodge could help him once his 6-turn dodge runs out, although his defense by that point is well over anything you would need to tank most super attacks. But it's always there and nice to have. Personally, I would go with additionals for the extra chance to stack. That does tend to help. As far as his equipment goes, he does have special equipment. I do recommend, unless you've got the time to grind the new Whis event, I do recommend just using his free skill orbs, right? They are pretty good, right? A level 9 defense, which is 900 defense, a level 3 defense on his silver, and a level 6 attack. That really helps him for that 6-turn stack. And then his gold gives him a level 6 combo attack and a level 3 attack. So he's got some good stats coming from his equips. And so this is why I feel confident leaning into the critical hit, because it's really going to benefit from that extra attack. The 6 combined with this here is going to be enough additionals for him to get what he needs. And he's already launching plenty of additionals too as well. And so that's why I feel as though critical hit may be the best option for him. Again, a lot of bosses here have higher damage reduction than they've ever had before, right? When that wasn't a thing and you mostly had to worry about low damage reduction in type or class advantage, effective against all types was definitely much more helpful. But nowadays, you kind of need both that and the crit when you're dealing with bosses, right? Because you're losing a significant amount of power when he doesn't get his, when he doesn't crit. So, guys, that is it for the video. That is my recommendation for the hidden potential build for the brand new Dokkan Teq Dabura. Once again, full critical hit investment with either sub additional or sub dodge. Personally, I lean to this sub additional. All right, so guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, how did you build your Teq Dabura? Honestly, while I do recommend critical hit, I don't believe there's any full wrong way to build him. I think he'll benefit from any of them, crit, dodge, or additional. Really, he can find a way to benefit from them, just the nature of his true passive. So but let us know what you went with in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.